She took her cousin's airport shift and accidentally picked up a billionaire CEO. Before we go further, please ensure to like, share, and subscribe for more interesting stories like this one. The airport thrummed with life. Suitcases rolled, heels clicked, voices merged into a constant hum beneath fluorescent lights. Another plane landed. The arrivals board flickered again. Outside the glass doors, a sea of drivers waited, some in press suits, others in worn jackets, each holding a name on cardboard or laminated plastic. Anna Cooper wasn't supposed to be here. She tightened her grip on her phone as Sophie's frantic voice crackled through the speaker. "I'm stuck on the freeway. Traffic's dead. Anna, please, you have to help me. VIP pickup. Just grab the sign. He'll be looking for it." Anna swallowed. "I don't know anything about this. You'll be fine." "I owe you big time." Click. Moments later, Anna stood among the professional drivers, her casual jeans and plain t-shirt a glaring contrast. She clutched the sign, Mr. Blackwood. Her heart pounded. The name meant nothing to her. Billionaire? Politician? Rock star? No clue. She glanced at the sea of faces streaming through the doors. Would he even notice she wasn't Sophie? Nearby, a pair of chauffeurs laughed softly, glancing her way. Anna looked down, wishing the floor would open beneath her. Her cousin hadn't warned her about this part, the staring, the waiting, the crushing doubt. Minutes stretched. Passengers came and went. Anna checked her phone. No new messages. She bit her lip. Maybe he'd missed the flight. Maybe she should just leave. A presence shifted the air beside her. She looked up and up. A tall man, mid-30s, in a tailored charcoal suit, stood before her. Cool blue eyes under a sharp brow studied her face with unsettling calm. A leather carry-on dangled from one hand. His other hand slid into his pocket. "Shall we?" His voice was smooth, controlled, yet there was a note of curiosity beneath the surface. Anna blinked. Was this him? No introduction. No double-checking the name. Just, "Shall we?" Panic fluttered in her chest, but Sophie's voice echoed in her mind. VIP. Just act natural. "Yes. This way, please," Anna managed, forcing a small smile. Her fingers gripped the sign tighter as she led him toward the parking structure. He followed without hesitation. Her mind raced. He hadn't asked who she was. Hadn't questioned the car or the driver. Was this normal? Maybe for rich people. Maybe they expected the world to simply function around them. In the elevator, silence pressed between them. Anna stole a glance at the man. He stood perfectly still, gaze fixed on the doors, unreadable. Who was he? Something about him felt wrong. Or maybe just too right. As they reached the sleek black sedan Sophie had arranged, Anna's nerves spiked. Her fingers fumbled the keys. "Calm down," she told herself. "It's just a drive." But as the man settled into the back seat with quiet ease, a single thought stabbed through her racing mind. What if this wasn't the right Mr. Blackwood? The car's interior gleamed, cool leather, polished with trim, the faint scent of new upholstery. Anna slid behind the wheel, pulse racing. Her hands fumbled over unfamiliar buttons. She glanced back. The man, Mr. Blackwood, watched her, expression unreadable. "Is the temperature all right?" she asked, voice steadying. A faint smile tugged at the corner of his mouth. "Perfect." Anna exhaled and started the engine. The soft hum filled the space. She adjusted the rearview mirror, caught his gaze, quickly looked away. "Drive. Just drive." As the car glided out of the parking garage, Alexander leaned back, studying her with mild amusement. Something didn't add up. The sign at the terminal. The uncertain grip on the wheel. The plain clothes. Definitely not the type of driver his staff usually arranged. An internal smile flickered. Perhaps this was a subtle test from one of his own team to see how he reacted when caught off guard. Fine. He would play along. Anna's knuckles whitened on the wheel. Should she say something? Anything? The silence stretched thin. "You new at the service?" he asked, voice smooth. She glanced at him, nerves prickling. Yes. Sort of. Lie? Half-truth? Don't over-explain." He nodded, eyes twinkling. "You're doing well." The warmth in his tone surprised her. She managed a grateful smile. "Thanks. It's a bit of a learning curve." That honesty seemed to amuse him further. He crossed one leg over the other, settling in. "I can imagine." They passed through the bustling city streets. Traffic crawled, horns blared. Anna focused hard on each turn, hyper-aware of every movement. Then, a strange calm set in. He wasn't criticizing, wasn't issuing demands, just watching. curious. So, she ventured, desperate to fill the air, visiting for business? A pause. His gaze flicked toward the window. You could say that. Meetings, mostly. Anna nodded, emboldened. I hope they go well. He looked back at her then, sharp blue eyes softening for the briefest moment. I appreciate that. Something shifted. The stiffness ebbed. Words came easier. Not much of a fan of the city traffic, though, she admitted. A low chuckle. Neither am I. The conversation flowed, awkward edges smoothing out. Anna's natural warmth filled the car. She spoke of her cousin, her odd jobs, her love of books, her dream of saving for college. Alexander, usually guarded, found himself listening, really listening. He shared little, but enough. A mention of constant travel, endless boardrooms, the grind of leadership. No names, no details. By the time they neared the towering hotel, night creeping in, something unspoken hung between them, an ease neither had expected. Anna parked, heart pounding again. Had she blown it? Had she done enough? As she opened the door for him, Alexander stepped out with a glance that lingered just a moment longer than necessary. Thank you, he said simply, voice low. And as he disappeared into the lobby's golden light, Anna sank into the driver's seat, pulse racing once more. Who exactly had she just driven across the city? The hotel's entrance loomed ahead, all gleaming glass and marble columns. Uniformed doormen stood at attention. A sleek black sedan eased to the curb. Anna's hands trembled as she shifted into park. Somehow, the ride was over, and she had survived it. She stepped out quickly, rushing to open the back door. Her heart still beat a staccato rhythm. Alexander emerged, moving with the kind of effortless grace that made the world seem to part around him. No briefcase, no entourage, just a presence that drew eyes without asking. As he adjusted his cufflinks, Anna, nerves bubbling, blurted without thinking, I hope your boss isn't too mad about the delay. The words hung in the air, loud, bright, wrong. Alexander froze mid-motion. His head tilted slightly, brows lifting in faint amusement. My boss. Anna's breath caught. Oh no. She scrambled to recover. I just meant whoever arranged this. A beat. Then another. I see. Alexander replied, voice laced with curiosity. His gaze sharpened, the faintest smile playing at the edges of his mouth. And who do you believe I am? Anna's throat tightened. The sign. The pickup. The lack of questions. Oh God, who was he? She swallowed hard. I was helping my cousin. She drives for a car service. She couldn't make it. I'm not even sure if I was at the right terminal. Her voice trailed off in mortified silence. Alexander studied her, cool gaze unreadable. Then, without warning, a sound burst free, a rich, genuine laugh that turned more than one head nearby. Not polite. Not calculated. Real. Anna blinked. Remarkable, he said, still smiling. That may be the most honest thing anyone's told me all week. Heat rushed to her cheeks. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cause trouble. If you want, I can call someone else. He lifted a hand, still chuckling softly. No need. You've already made the ride far more interesting than I expected. Anna exhaled shakily, her pulse still racing. Alexander glanced toward the grand entrance, then back at her. Dinner, he asked, casual but with an unmistakable note of intrigue. There's a rooftop restaurant here. The view is quite something. And I find myself curious about the woman who just confessed mid-sidewalk. Anna's mouth opened, closed. She wasn't supposed to be here. This wasn't her world. Yet beneath the mortification flickered something else, curiosity. A pull she couldn't quite name. Are you sure? His smile deepened. Very. A long pause. Then Anna drew in a breath. Okay, she whispered. Just dinner. Excellent. Alexander gestured toward the entrance. After you. As they stepped inside, marble floors gleaming beneath crystal chandeliers, Anna's mind spun with questions, one above all others. Who exactly had she just agreed to have dinner with? Night had unfurled its velvet curtain across the city. From the rooftop restaurant, skyscrapers glittered like 1,000 scattered stars, their reflections shimmering on glass and steel. Soft lights draped each table in a warm glow, the hum of distant traffic a low backdrop beneath gentle strains of piano music. Anna sat across from Alexander, still unsure how she'd ended up here, heart tapping out a nervous rhythm. She smoothed her napkin once, twice, then finally looked up. Alexander watched her, relaxed, an elbow resting casually on the table's edge. Gone was the cool detachment of the car ride. In its place, something quieter. Open. So, his voice was low, unhurried. Who is Anna Cooper when she's not rescuing stranded chauffeurs? Anna smiled despite herself. A bit of a mess, mostly. His brow lifted. Go on. She took a breath. I help out where I can. Wait tables. Babysit. Drive, apparently. A wry smile tugged at her lips. My mom's not well. Bills pile up faster than paychecks. Confidence isn't exactly my strong suit. The words tumbled out before she could second-guess them. To her surprise, he didn't look away. No polite nod. No pity. Just listening, truly listening. Sounds like strength to me, Alexander said quietly. Anna blinked. Compliments from strangers usually rang hollow. This one felt different, unexpectedly sincere. And you? She asked. Who is Alexander Blackwood when he's not? Well, whoever you are. A flicker of something crossed his face. Fatigue, perhaps, or the weight of too many unspoken things. Most days? The man behind a desk. Meetings. Negotiations. Watching numbers dance across screens. He exhaled slowly. People assume it's glamorous. Mostly it's isolating. Anna tilted her head. You're lonely. Not a question. An observation. His smile was faint, wistful. More often than I'd like to admit. For a moment, silence settled between them, not awkward, but shared. An invisible bridge spanning two very different lives. Anna wrapped her hands around her glass, warmth spreading through chilled fingers. It must be exhausting, she said softly. Always having to be someone. Alexander leaned back, gaze drifting to the skyline. It is. A pause. Which is why tonight feels different. His eyes met hers again, clear and unguarded. Refreshing. Anna's pulse quickened. She hadn't expected this. Honesty. Connection. Not here. Not like this. They lingered over dinner, conversation weaving between light and deep, favorite books, childhood memories, fears neither had voiced aloud in a long time. The hours slipped by unnoticed. When the plates were cleared, and the city below seemed to hum a little softer, Alexander regarded her with a look that held no pretense. Thank you, he said simply. This has been the most refreshing conversation I've had in years. Anna, caught between surprise and warmth, managed a quiet, "You're welcome." As they rose to leave, a single thought trailed her down the winding stairs. Why did she not want the night to end? By morning, the city buzzed. Photos snapped from long lenses painted a story Anna hadn't intended to tell. Headlines screamed, "Billionaire CEO spotted dining with mystery woman." Speculation ran wild. Was she a new business partner? A hidden heiress? A scandal waiting to unfold? Anna stared at her phone in disbelief. Her face, half turned, laughing over a rooftop meal, was everywhere. Heat flooded her cheeks. The world had seen a fleeting, vulnerable moment and twisted it. The next call shook her even more. Sophie. Her cousin's voice cracked through the line, breathless. I'm done. My boss saw the photos. Says I jeopardized a VIP account. Says I'm fired. Anna's stomach clenched. Guilt knotted her throat. None of this was Sophie's fault. None. I'm so sorry, Anna whispered. This wasn't supposed to happen. But words were useless now. Damage had already spread like wildfire. That night, sleep eluded her. The ceiling blurred above tear-filled eyes. Sophie's panicked voice echoed again and again. Anna's heart throbbed with one question. Do I fix this or hide? She imagined the headlines if she spoke. More questions. More cameras. More exposure for Alexander, who had shown her only kindness. Yet Sophie's job hung in the balance. At dawn, resolve surfaced where fear had ruled. Anna sat at her tiny kitchen table, fingers trembling over her phone. The contact information Alexander had given her, half a joke then, now stared back from the screen. She typed slowly. Mr. Blackwood, I need to explain about the dinner. It wasn't meant to cause trouble. Please may I speak with you? She hit send. The hours that followed dragged like a slow tide. By noon, her phone buzzed. A number she didn't recognize flashed across the screen. Anna Cooper, a crisp voice inquired. Yes, you're requested at Mr. Blackwood's office. Today. For a clock. Requested. Not summoned. Not refused. But still, her heart raced. Would he be furious? Would he shatter the fragile kindness of that evening? At precisely 4, Anna stood before a towering glass building, its mirrored facade cold and sharp against the sky. Security waved her through. An assistant guided her silently to a private elevator. Each floor ticked by with agonizing slowness. When the doors finally opened, a quiet suite awaited her, modern, elegant, bathed in muted tones. And at the far end, Alexander stood by the window, gaze lost in the sprawl of the city. He turned as she entered. No anger in his eyes. Only curiosity. Perhaps something gentler. Anna's voice faltered. I'm so sorry. I never meant for this to happen. And Sophie, she's losing her job because of me. For a moment, silence hung between them. Then Alexander motioned toward a chair. Come, he said softly. We have much to discuss. And as Anna sat, her heart pounded not with fear, but with the strange hope that perhaps this story wasn't over yet. Anna stood outside the frosted glass doors, palms damp. The sleek corridor behind her hummed with quiet efficiency, assistants, executives, important people moving with purpose. She felt out of place, a thread in a tapestry not her own. Breathe. Just breathe. The doors swung open. Alexander himself greeted her. No assistant. No guards. Just him, composed yet approachable. Anna, he said, voice warm. Come in. She followed him into a sunlit office that felt more like a sanctuary than a boardroom. Floor-to-ceiling windows framed the city beyond, its skyline softened by afternoon haze. I heard from you, Alexander began, offering her a seat. And from others. He gave a faint smile. It seems the world loves a good story. Anna's throat tightened. I didn't mean for any of this. And Sophie, she's innocent. Please don't let her take the blame. I know, he replied calmly. I've already spoken to the service. Sophie's job is safe. Relief flooded Anna, leaving her momentarily speechless. Alexander continued, tone thoughtful. But this is bigger than a single misunderstanding. People have spun this into a tale of mystery, scandal, romance, all fiction. Yet beneath it, there is something worth speaking about. Anna frowned. What do you mean? He studied her a moment, as if weighing how much to reveal. In my world, everything is calculated, controlled, rarely authentic. The evening we shared? It reminded me people value truth, even when it's messy. He stood, moving toward the window. So I intend to say so. Before Anna could respond, an assistant entered. Mr. Blackwood, the press is ready. Alexander turned back to her. Would you mind staying? I believe this concerns you as well. Minutes later, Anna watched from the wings as Alexander faced a sea of cameras. He spoke without notes, each word deliberate yet sincere. There's been much speculation about a dinner I shared with a young woman. The truth is simple, we met by chance. And in that chance, I found something rare, honesty, kindness, human connection. Qualities I believe we should value far more than status or appearances. No names, no embellishments, just the heart of it. The response was immediate. Reporters leaned forward. Social feeds lit up. Public sentiment shifted in real time. Later, as the cameras dimmed, Alexander returned to Anna. You changed the story today, he said softly. Not with a headline, but with who you are. She flushed. I didn't do anything special. You'd be surprised. Then, almost as an afterthought, but not, he added, I believe you have more to offer than you realize. My foundation could use someone like you. If you're interested. Anna blinked, words caught in her throat. An offer? Dear? No? I'd like to think about it, she managed. Alexander smiled. Good. Take your time. As she left the office, city sunlight pouring through the glass, Anna felt something she hadn't in a long while, possibility. Weeks passed, each one reshaping Anna's world in ways she hadn't dared imagine. Gone were the restless nights of juggling odd jobs. The uncertainty that once shadowed her days had given way to purpose. Now, mornings began with a quiet hum of anticipation as she entered the bright offices of the Blackwood Foundation. She still caught herself marveling at it all. A simple act, stepping in for Sophie, a dinner that wasn't meant to happen, had opened a door she hadn't known existed. At the foundation, Anna's empathy became her strength. Whether coordinating relief efforts or managing outreach programs, she poured herself into the work, her natural warmth drawing trust and admiration. The staff embraced her as one of their own, not because of her association with Alexander, but because she belonged. Sophie cheered her every step. Free from fear of losing her job, she remained Anna's fiercest supporter, her laughter and encouragement never far behind. And Alexander? Their paths crossed often. Meetings, shared projects, quiet conversations that lingered longer than they needed to. Yet beneath the professional veneer, something unspoken simmered. An understanding neither rushed to define. Then came the day that mirrored the one where it all began. The airport buzzed, just as it had weeks ago, travelers weaving through crowds, announcements echoing through the air. But Anna stood differently now. No more nervous glances. No trembling hands. She held her sign confidently, its message simple and personal this time, Alexander. No titles. No pretense. She scanned the crowd, heart steady but expectant. Moments later, he appeared. No entourage, no carefully crafted image. Just a man in a crisp suit, eyes searching until they found hers. Their gazes met. A smile, slow and genuine, curved his lips. He approached, pausing just before her. "Shall we?" he asked, voice rich with meaning. Anna's smile answered for her. No scripted lines. No misunderstandings. Just two people who had found something rare in each other, a connection forged not by design, but by chance. They walked side by side toward the exit, the hum of the airport fading behind them. A new chapter awaited, not born of mistake, but of choice. And as the doors slid open to the bright afternoon beyond, Anna felt the weight of the past fall away. This time, she wasn't stepping into the unknown. She was stepping forward into a life she had chosen, with someone who had chosen her just as fully. A beginning neither of them had seen coming. One neither of them wanted to miss. If you enjoyed this story, ensure to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing, heartfelt stories like this. Also, let us know where you are watching from, and drop your thoughts in the comments. What did you think of Anna's courage and honesty? Were you surprised by Alexander Blackwood's reaction? And how about Sophie's unwavering support for her cousin? We love hearing your perspectives. Don't miss our next story. Your engagement helps us bring more inspiring moments like this to life. Hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. Thank you for watching.